Hey, stop that cat. Errol Spence Jr. trainer Derrick James talks about Canelo and questions how him and Lomachenko could be on the list. That's what we'll talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. How can Canelo Alvarez be on the pound for pound list? And how can Lomachenko be on there with losses? What is the basis for the pound for pound list? This is what Derrick James said in an interview with Fight Hype, link in the description. Now, he's obviously talking about probably the pound for pound list from old media. So that includes like Ring Magazine and ESPN. They had names like Inouye and, Lomachenko, no Jermell Charlo. Some lists don't have Devin Haney. Some lists don't have Shakur Stevenson. Derrick James is questioning these things. And he says, what it is, it means these guys are so good that if they fought in any weight division, they would be champions. Canelo reached light heavyweight, so that means that was his limit. So he can't be on the list because he just lost to DMITRY BIVOL. Lomachenko lost 3 years ago, so how can he be on the list? He met his limit. His skill set is phenomenal. But if he gets up to whatever weight it was, 135, he lost to a guy in Teofimo Lopez in his weight division and didn't even try to move up, so he can't be on the list. Those are two of Jermell Charlo's spots. Jermell is undisputed. Canelo's undisputed because he didn't put the other belt up at 168 when he challenged BIVOL. Lomachenko is beltless. It's not my opinion, it's the truth. The pound for pound is a mythical idea. If a fighter is so good, he fights at light heavyweight, cruiserweight, and heavyweight, he could be a champion. Well, Canelo met his match against BIVOL at 175. He should not be on their pound for pound list because he's not list worthy anymore. End quote. Now, if you know my channel, you notice I've never spent time ever cultivating like too many pound for pound lists because I tell you from the beginning, that's not my jam. That's not really what I do. And it's all super subjective. Now, ironically, you have a boxing trainer, Errol Spence's trainer, who has a top stable. Frank Martin about to fight tonight. He should do good in his fight against Jackson Marinez. You have Errol Spence in the stable. Of course, Jermell Charlo undisputed. Errol being unified, 3 belt, 1 belt away from being undisputed. And Derrick James is telling you precisely what I've told you in the past regarding the pound for pound list on old media's list. Like, it just doesn't make sense at all. Like, they got certain people, and I told you, you can say what you want, but it looks like they don't want a melanated list, a list with, because if you think about the removal of, let's say, Lomachenko, or at one point Triple G, or you look at Canelo, if they were removed off the list, then who would be suitable names that they would put on the list? They would have to probably put Jermell Charlo, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney. What do those guys have in common? So, I don't like get too crossed up because, like Derrick James is saying, the pound for pound is mythical. They don't give, it's like politics based. There's an agenda. They don't give credit to certain people and then they over credit other people. And ironically, he's saying exactly what I told you about Canelo. Now, I don't know, this is just my interpretation, but Derrick James seems like he doesn't seem too keen on if you have losses being on the list. I don't focus so much on that. I think you can have losses and still be on the pound for pound list at a given time. But it's all, if we are going to make a hypothetical list, it's not just, all losses are not created equally. Like Canelo, the fashion in which he lost to DMITRY BIVOL was an embarrassing loss, right? That's not the same as Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, where you could have argued for either guy, or Sean Porter versus Ugas. These are not the same types of losses because you could make a strong case for either guy. Both guy, the styles gel well and they held their own in their own respective right. What happened with Canelo, he was the favorite and he lost to an underdog and he lost double-digit rounds. So for that reason, it's hard to put him in the top 5 of the pound for pound list, if you even have him on the list, because of the fashion in which DMITRY BIVOL took his scalp. And then on top of that, his next move was to fight a 40-year-old Triple G, a fight that's like well past it, that people may have wanted to see years ago. instead of rematching the guy he claims he beat. So that move, that whole sequence is why Canelo Alvarez, it makes a harder argument. Because look at Floyd Mayweather when he had tough fights with Castillo. Who did he fight next? Castillo. 6-8 months later, when he had a tough fight with Maidana and there was criticism, who did he fight next? Maidana, and so on and so forth. Sugar Ray Leonard when he lost to Roberto Duran. Andre Ward when he had a close fight 1-by-1 round on every judge's scorecard versus Kovalev. He rematched him. So the mere fact that Canelo and Lomachenko have not rematched their controversies outside of Canelo and Triple G 1 and 2, that is very telling. Canelo never rematched Mayweather right then and there. He never rematched Lada. He never rematched any of his controversial fights or his losses. And same thing with Lomachenko, Salido, and Teofimo. So for that reason, that's not the behaviors of somebody that I believe is pound for pound. When you got guys like Devin Haney, he's traveling across the pond, enemy territory, everything stacked against him, has less power, doesn't have the crowd on his side, and, you know, judges, all that type of stuff. And he was willing to risk it all to fight Kambosos. So it's ironic that the stuff I say on my channel keeps coming to light. I'll keep you guys plugged in. Make sure you guys smash the like button, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.